Hello, everybody. Welcome. I am Sun Psychic Jean, and please welcome my very special co-host, Kelly, Mystic Next Door. Hi, Kelly.
Hi, how are you, Sun Psychic Jean? Great to see you. I don't call you Sun Psychic Jean, but that's cute.
It's
Such a
a
cute
whole
name.
new identity, isn't it?
It
Mhm.
really is. It
Yeah, and
really is.
that's how
Great
people
to be
get
back.
to know us. Oh, look, and Akila B is here. Hi, Akila B. Sweet
Hi.
Farish is here. Mary is here. I see Bernadette and Chitra. So nice to see everybody. Evelyn, hi, Evelyn. So this is so cute. It feels like we're like just in a little meadow in the background. Isn't it cute? Like we're just next door to each
I
other
love it. It's spring. It's spring.
in a storybook land. Yeah,
Yes.
yeah.
And hi,
Uh,
Craig Dixon. How are
Yep,
you?
Bernadette, Craig, and Lisa.
Mm-hmm. Bernadette. Yes. Great to see everybody. I always worry
Absolutely.
about these midday streams with whether people are available, but plenty of people are. So that's nice.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And it's lovely to um, connect with people at all different times of day and all different days. And you never know. And they're just so, and Wiki's here. Hi, Wiki. Kim Princess is here.
Mm.
Everybody's here. So nice to see everybody. So, as everybody, you may have noticed um, when you came in that we're going to be doing messages from your spirit guides, angels, departed loved ones. We're also going to do general readings, and we ask that you be specific on the general readings. And we just ask that you use caps and emojis. And just a reminder that questions will be chosen at random. So I love your new digs there, Miss Kelly,
Well,
as
thank
everybody's
you.
putting their questions in. Let us know how far you are on your moving process.
We are 100% moved. We closed on our house last week. We moved into this so I've been in the process of moving for quite some time, like pulling off the band-aid very slowly, which I don't recommend. But so we're settled. We physically moved in here, not far from the old house, but into an old neighborhood we used to live in. So it feels very much, it feels that we feel at home here. But we moved a week ago today. And have made a great progress on the boxes, but there are plenty of you can see some boxes over my shoulder and a fan, and
Oh my goodness.
we still have boxes, but hey, listen, I'm trying to be good about what we should all be doing, purging purging, because good grief, we don't need to carry things around with us for a lifetime. There are a few things, keepsakes and things from the children and, our kids, you know, photo albums, blah, 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 blah. But boy, do we carry stuff with us. And it's a metaphor for life, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. And
Mhm.
how long was it that you originally moved in that house? Was it more than 20 years ago? I mean, the house that you just left.
No, actually, believe it or not, we were in 2017, 18, we moved from, I always call it the big house, but it was the house that we raised our kids in. But it was just too big for the two of us, and we were like, let's downsize. And so the one we were just in, we were there since about 2017. But then we there were some things about it that weren't working for us, and um, we just decided we were gonna pull the Band-Aid off again and do it again. And honestly, gosh, if I never move again, I'll be happy. But I know the way we are. We will probably have an East Coast move in the next few years. I know you're in Maryland. We are both, my husband and I are from Maryland.
Oh,
And so that area somewhere in the mid-Atlantic is likely, because one of our kids has moved to New York, and they are likely going to settle in Philadelphia. Um, And the other one is very serious with a girl from the UK and trying to move there. Um, so, the family is important. So we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens.
That's
I'm letting go and letting life lead me.
Yeah, yeah, going with the flow. I do know that it's been 20 years since I moved, but I remember it vividly that as I was packing and stacking up boxes, I'm like, I've got to start purging. I can't bring all this stuff with me. So I purged and let go and had yard sales and donations. And I thought I got rid of a lot of stuff until I moved. And once you're here with the boxes and you start putting things away, you're like, there's no way I'm going to be able to. I
No.
don't know why it just doesn't fit anymore, so you have to purge again.
Yeah, and each time we downsized into the last house and got rid of a ton of stuff. But then we downsized a little bit more into this house, and the old house had a basement. So you can put a lot of stuff in the basement. This one does not. So, yeah, it's like it forces you into, getting real about what you. Oh, Craig says I just bought a bigger house for my stuff.
I know,
Yeah.
right? You
Yes.
you check out those closets and basements, and you make sure there's enough storage.
Well, and this one's a little bit smaller, but it's a little more functional. Like it has bigger. The last house was a 120-year-old Victorian house. So the closets were, you know, just pinky sized and very hard to put things away. And, we all have wardrobes bigger than they had in those days, that's for sure. We had no closets on our main floor at all. And we live in Denver, Colorado. So we do have coats and boots and all those things. So we had to add those things in. But this one's a lot more functional, despite the fact that it's a little bit smaller and has a bigger garage to fit more stuff and blah, blah, blah. So,
Cool.
and I'm a business
Wonderful.
owner and my stuff comes with me seasonally. So I have a ton of stuff that I run summer camp. So in the summer, I haul it all out of my garage and out to my summer camp locations and then bring it all back in. But I think I'm gonna
Oh,
take it back to a storage unit next time. Yeah.
right, right. Wow.
Mhm. Yeah.
That's a lot. That's a lot. Hi, Torella. Nice to see you.
I do
Jenny
have 'em.
Berlin came in. Bomb Bomb. So nice to see everybody. Fatima and Angelia and Kim and Chanley. Rachel H. So nice to see everybody. Thank you all for being here. And Patty D. Patty D's here. So nice to see you. And Lisa said, a cluttered home leads to a cluttered mind and vice versa. A
Isn't
clean
that the
and
truth?
mhm.
It was
Mhm.
interesting when we moved into the last house, it was, our observation was that it took us, like, 2 or 3 years, even during COVID, we were there during COVID, maybe more, to put all of our stuff away and actually get it organized away properly. And then, of course, once we got it organized, we moved. But this time I said, "No more. I'm not leaving boxes and closets jammed with things that I don't need," and, just not not good energy, not good energy.
Mhm. And then you think, well, the kids are gonna want it and they're gonna need it. And then the kids are like, I don't need that. You're like,
You
what?
never do. Well, especially since they're across the country and one's about to move across the globe.
Yeah.
So, it's not like any of their stuff is good. But that doesn't mean I'm going to throw away their yearbooks and things like that. But once they get settled, and neither one of them is settled yet, our boys. Once they get settled, they may be getting a box or two full of treasures that they can put in their basement or attic.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. And I think they would appreciate that. And I think
Yeah.
that, there's a time for everything. So Craig wanted to let you know that he visited his aunt yesterday to check on her. And is Clara all right with my Aunt Caroline? Oh, interesting.
Ooh. Did you want me to go or you
Yeah,
keep going?
sure. Go ahead.
It's funny. I instantly get a little feeling of tension, whatever that means. So I don't know if you and your aunt have some tension, or if Clara knows some things or senses some things with your aunt that are uncomfortable. That um, she's sort of protecting your energy, Craig. I know she's very, very protective of you. Um, I've had a personal experience. We can talk about that later. Um, but I feel like she's sort of cautious around your aunt, and that your aunt feels, uh, th- mm, I don't know if your aunt sort of uh, pulls on your, strings to come help or do things or whatever, but it sort of diverts your energy away from Clara. So there may be a little bit of this sort of tension there as well. But that's the sense that I get. I don't know what you get, Jean.
I feel it that Clara is pays no attention to Aunt Caroline. What she does is she pays attention to how you feel about Aunt Caroline. It's not how she does, it's how you do. And, some things are awkward or uncomfortable, or, they're out of our generation, or, a distant, relative of some sort. But she says that as long as you're okay, she's okay. And if you know, you just don't want to. I don't know if it's a hesitate. There is a little bit of hesitation around you visiting your Aunt Caroline. I don't know if you don't feel as comfortable or as welcomed, or as, how like sometimes you have to warm up to somebody who you haven't seen in a little while, or somebody who knows nothing about who you are now, like you've evolved and they haven't, and they sort of see you as, that so and so's kid. It's just a little different. I don't think that there's anything wrong. I just think that there's just an unfamiliarity with your family, and that's what I was picking up. Yes.
Yeah.
Oh. Yes, my aunt is living in a bad situation with my cousin Loretta. She learned her gift in a bad way. Yep.
Oh. Hmm. But now
Mm.
I do feel sorry for Caroline. Yeah, and that's right. I think that Claire is just protecting your energy, Craig, because I feel like you're an empath. You feel others' emotions really strongly. And so in that environment, it might weigh heavily on you, and she's protecting you.
Yep.
Yeah.
Thank you very much, Mr. Craig. It's always nice to see you here. Next, I have Lisa Davies, and then uh, Evelyn D. Oh, sorry. Yeah, so Lisa Davies and then Evelyn D. And if I call your name, just kindly say hello, just so we know you're still here. Um, I would love a message from my Nana, Margaret. Okay. Wow.
Okay.
So your Nana Margaret is coming through. She doesn't play the grandmother role. She's more, um, she meets you where you are. She's very friendly and very, sees you as an equal, like adult to adult, and not so much as a grandmotherly figure. I don't know if she was part of your upbringing as well, almost like a confidant or somebody you could rely on. She was very resourceful and self-sufficient, and uh, there was just not like the typical grandmother. She wasn't like baking. I mean, I'm sure she baked cookies, but it's just when you went over her house, it was like having a bunch of women get together. It wasn't like grandmother, granddaughter. Even though she was your grandmother, I feel like at the time that you were growing up around her, she may have been working, and um, when she would come around, I don't know how to explain it. Obviously, it's your grandmother, but she just feels more like an equal. I don't know if that makes any sense to you. How about
Mhm.
oh, okay, she said, "I was young when
Ancestral.
she passed." Okay.
Um, and I get some my initial message that I got for her was, "I'm all right now." So I feel like when she passed, she was in I don't know if she was ill for a long time before she passed or she had other issues that but she just really kind of, first of all, wants everybody to know she's like, whole and perfect. Um, I also got the sense of she made me aware of children. So if you have children, Lisa, she could be talking about her presence in your kids' lives, but she may have actually, since you said you were young, she may be talking about how her presence in your life and your siblings' lives when you were cancer for 2 years prior to her passing. Yeah. It. Sorry, I just got a chill. I feel like she was really, really sick, like, and the family had to watch this decline. Um, but she is talking about her presence in your life, and if you have kids, your children's lives, that she is very, she's very instrumental in guidance and providing guidance to you. I feel like what's interesting is even though you were young when she passed, I feel like you two you have like an open dialogue with her, um, and that you have a direct line to her, in prayer and in, when you need assistance. I feel like she is right there for you. Like she's almost like a guardian angel in that regard. She's very, very present in your life. So really keep reaching out to her. She hears you. Um, and I think she really provides you some very, very, important guidance that has been with you for your whole life. So very good. Very nice.
Oh, Lisa said I loved her so much. Oh,
Oh, yes. I just feel that connection.
she was very authentic and very matter of fact. You're welcome, Lisa. You're welcome.
You're welcome.
All right. So Evelyn is next, and after Evelyn is Rachel H. So Evelyn and Rachel, just say hello. I'll just start
Rachel's on
jotting
deck.
this down. Pardon?
I said Rachel's on deck.
Okay.
Okay.
So Evelyn says, can I please have advice from my guides on how to have a good relationship with my son? We are going through a rough patch. The first thing I heard was let him go. And, I feel like there's a time where our children pull away from us to gain their independence, and it creating a rift makes it easier for them to start this. And I wouldn't take it personally. I don't feel like it's going to be a long time. I feel like it's going to pass, and it's a growing process. And it's his way of gaining his independence and becoming self sufficient. And you, unfortunately, remind him of his dependency on you. And ironically, sometimes this comes out in an argument or a reason that they, are don't want you to comment on their life or whatever, and it's not you and it's not your relationship. It's his way of growing and separating from being a son into being his own man, and releasing him and letting him know that you don't tolerate any disrespect, but respectfully, that he will find his way. I
Mhm.
I just I just I feel like it's a natural process. How about you, Kelly?
I'm getting something very similar. Is he a young adult? Is he into adulthood, Evelyn? Either way, I don't know if yes, she's here. Um, I feel the same. I feel like this is nothing that you did, this is him. I feel like he's kind of battling his own little inner demons right now, and it's reflecting back on you, Evelyn. So, my advice, if I were to give you advice, or your guide's advice, I should say, oh, they're making me feel dizzy. Sorry. um, they're telling me that saying that you might do best to pull back your energy right now, and just stay neutral right now, because this is his process. This is something he's going through, and I agree with Gene. He's going to come around, but he has to do it on his own terms, because he feels very stubborn to me, and it's one of those things where the more you push him away. So you really kind of have to stay neutral, and he'll come around. So I hope that's helpful. I'm starting to let him do a lot on his own. I have guilt sometimes. Okay, so he's not grown. He's not out of the house yet. I'm feeling like that. He comes through to me like an adolescent, but I felt like he might be a young adult with that adolescent attitude, but maybe he's not. So, anyway, yeah, very stubborn. I'm so sorry. You
Yeah.
have guilt sometimes doing that. Well, we have to let them make their own mistakes, though. He's 14. Okay, so he is an adolescent. Yep.
You really are doing him a favor by allowing him to do things on his own, and giving him that a little bit of tough love, so that he gains that independence and that self-reliance kind of thing. And don't feel guilty. When he needs you, he'll come and ask you. It really is a blessing in disguise. So all the best to you, Miss Evelyn. Thank you so much. And I know that that son of yours loves you, and it's not easy. It's not easy to go through that. So
Yes.
the next is Rachel H, and after Rachel is Stephanie Stanley.
Okay.
So did we see Rachel?
H. I have not seen Rachel. Let me just check back through. Rachel. Yes, she is here.
Cool. Thank you.
Okay. Oh, he's a Scorpion. I'm so sorry. I have a son who's a Scorpion. And yes, they have to do it all. They have to make all their own mistakes again and again.
Okay. So Rachel would like a message from her guides, please.
Okay.
Thanks, Stephanie. I see you.
And I'm going to use my tarot cards and my intuition.
So, Rachel, your guides are telling me that you possess wisdom that you may not be utilizing as much as they may want you to. They're saying that you have wisdom, you understand certain life lessons that you talk yourself out of. Almost like it doesn't matter if I stay up late at night. It doesn't hurt anything. I can get through it. Where you may be feeling from your spirit guide saying, "Go to bed, take care of yourself, drink plenty of water, go out for a walk." Like you feel you. It's like you have this wisdom. You know what it is best for you to do in your to stay sort of in that vibration, but you sort of talk yourself out of it, or you're just not listening to your inner wisdom, is pretty much bluntly what they're wanting you to say. They're saying, listen to your inner wisdom. There is a reason, there is a higher purpose, and there is it will enhance your life for you to listen to your inner wisdom. And you can try one thing at a time, but the things that you know better and do anyway, they want you to try and follow what it is that you know better, because they're saying you have the ability, you have the experience, and you have the wisdom, yet and it might be a little bit of self-care as well. But you just are not applying these lessons and these perspective and guidance to your own life. And they just want you to gently let go of resisting and gently move into that flow. That's what I got.
Mm. Oh, that's interesting. I pulled some cards for you, Rachel, and I think they reflect exactly what Jean is saying. So, um, I pulled 3 cards, and then I pulled one more to show an outcome. And we get some cards that are a little bit difficult. So we have this card of the Eight of Swords, feeling trapped right now. And this is mental energy. This is what Jean was saying. This is sort of trapped by your thoughts, your repetitive thoughts. The next card is the Devil. Bad habits, right? This could be a person. This could be a substance. This could be, maybe just doom scrolling on your phone too much. It could be anything like that. But this is just being trapped by your bad habits. But as Jane was saying, this is about, you're kind of able to just step out of that situation. It has become a burden for you. The Ten of Wands says this is maybe a little bit burdensome for you, Rachel. But I asked for another card for outcome. And we get this beautiful Judgment card, which is a card of rebirth. This is always a card of like Phoenix from the flames. Out of adversity, we grow and we become a better person, a better version of ourselves. And so this is a time of learning for you, Rachel. For many people right now, I'm getting a chill. This is a really important time of learning for you, and you can do this. This is about you owning who you are and stepping out of the rut that you've been in. So this is great energy. I hope that resonates for you, Rachel.
That's beautiful. Beautiful. Yeah, there was just a little tough love in that one. Yeah. All the best to you. I don't know if Rachel's.
Clara said, "Don't be a cheapie. Tip them." Oh, we like her. That's cute.
Thank you, Craig. Thank you very much. I don't see if she said anything back, Miss Rachel H.
No, I don't either.
Okay.
She was a little further up and had responded when you called her name. Okay.
I see. Okay, next is
I think Stephanie.
Yep, it was Stephanie. Let me just get there to her. And then after Stephanie is Harley.
Okay.
And if there's one that you want to
I just wanted to say, somebody asked that if you could see the messages that came through my channel, the folks who are on my channel, and the answer is yes. Yes.
Yeah, we see both channels. They put both messages on there.
Even though you guys can't see it. Yeah.
Okay. All right. So Stephanie says, may I get a message from Spirit on will I start work soon? Hopefully this month or next. It's a beautiful icon you have there, Stephanie.
Isn't it? It kind of matches your background here. It's beautiful golds
and before we get started, let me just pop back. Rachel says, this is accurate. So encouraging. Thank you both.
Oh,
thank you, Rachel.
And good luck to you. Yeah. I'm going to use my dowsing rods for this question about work. So you go ahead while I ask the questions and we'll see. Okay.
Well, you can go first.
Oh, okay, I'll go.
Yeah.
All right. So what I was going to ask is, well, let's just first ask about Stephanie, and just I'll give you a little demonstration. They're straight right now. You can't really tell that because of the angle that I'm sitting at, but they're actually perfectly straight, and they're waiting for a question. And I'm going to ask them to show me what a yes looks like. There's my yes, total cross, and a no goes out. Okay. All right. So we'll ask Stephanie's guides and mine to come forward. And will Stephanie find work soon? Now, we should clarify what soon is, but it already said yes. So let's ask, will she find work in the next month? Do you see this? They're like just coming together and they cross. So if it's sort of faint like that, it means it might be at the outset of a month or just outside of a month. So yes, that's very good. There you go.
So, Stephanie, I'm just going to use my pendulum since we're using tools. And will Stephanie, so I'm going to ask, I know that today's the 29th and there's only one more day.
Mhm.
Will Stephanie find a job, be hired on a job before the end of this month? And this is my note. This just so you can see that. Will Stephanie be hired and start on a job, start employment at a job by the end of May? And it's a little bit of a circle. So you might find out about the job, but will Stephanie start her job in the month of June? And see how that is a definite yes. So I think you'll find out about it in May. You may have to, I don't know. Sometimes you have to
Be
go.
interviewing and things like that.
Mhm,
Yeah. And I did the
mhm,
same. I checked June, early June, and it was an immediate yes.
mhm,
Yeah.
mhm.
So I know that may seem long if you've been out of work for a while, Stephanie, but that's right around the corner, really.
And will Stephanie stay in this position for 1 year? Yeah, looks like a long-term position for you, Stephanie. Will Stephanie be happy and be able to utilize her own skills? I feel like it's a really good match for you. You're going to be using your skills and everything. And I don't feel like you're going to be bored or wanting to leave. I think it's a good, stable, long,
Mhm.
relatively long term, as long as you choose.
I agree, and I think I think it'll be worth the wait. Like, if you have other irons in the fire, this one is whatever comes through in early June is the one that's really uh, right for you. Yeah.
Great. Thank you very much, Stephanie. And I'm glad that you like the tools, and I'm glad that we both have this opportunity to use tools. I love I love Kelly's rods. They are just have a mind of their own. And Kelly's like, oh my God.
I know
It's
when they say yes and I wasn't expecting it, I'm extra validated because it just tells me it's not coming from me, right?
and it also builds your trust and belief in them, in the
Mhm.
communication from them. And
Yeah,
it makes you so much better, not better of a reader, but so much more effective when you have that trust in your tools,
exactly. Yes.
I love it. I just love it. I love the passion that you have. Okay, Miss
Thank
Harley,
you.
I love your icon too. She says, any messages from the guides, angels, or ancestors? Okay, this is an open one.
Okay.
The first thing I heard is you're stronger than you think. And they want you to not, not, sometimes they come out with things and it's a little harsh. They say, stop playing small. And what it is that you may dim your light around people who don't understand or who don't see things as you do. And what they're saying is you may be not allowing them to see what it looks like to walk in light, to live in the light, and to be authentic. So they don't want you to dim your light for anybody. And I know that it's a protective mechanism that you have, so that people don't criticize. But it's not like they're going to criticize. It's that because they don't know and they're not familiar, but your display of your authenticity and shining your light and your joy will activate something inside of them. And even though they say, "Oh, who do you think you are?" It's because they're saying, "Wow, what is she doing that's really different? She seems really happy." Just something like that. How about you, Kelly?
Well, it was interesting. I was first drawn to, and I don't get this very often, but I feel like you have a very um, strong connection with your star family. Okay. It was like I'm getting this sense to like look up at the stars. I also feel for you that you have um, healing power. You're a healer at heart, whether you're a physical hands-on healer. Um, but if that's not the case, then you have just your very presence in the world feels like it's healing to others around you. You give guidance that's healing and helpful to others, Harley. So that's actually really cool. That is pretty amazing. And I wanna say that you may wanna sort of tap in. I don't know why I'm seeing I'm not really that into. I don't know a lot about star, extraterrestrials, but I'm seeing a blue type creature. So I feel like this is like your lineage, it's almost like, is that Arcturian? I don't know. But I do feel like they were the healers and you have this lineage with them. So you could really kind of tap into that a little bit more. Okay, that makes a lot of sense. Always looking into the sky, speaking to star people. Very, very cool. Well, I just think you should keep doing that, and you probably have more powerful healing capability than you know. Yeah,
Wonderful. Thank
yeah.
you very much, Harley. Oof. Let us know because we're all going to be moving into that healing. Just a lot more healing for a lot more people, and people are going to be open to it.
Yeah.
Just my little 2 cents. I think that now that you let the cat out of the bag, I think that when disclosure does happen, and they said that, like, the Vatican's going to be sharing what they know about, ETs and other other planets and other, star beings, that people are going to be searching for a new foundation or a new explanation of what's really going on,
Mhm.
and it's gonna um, reveal itself in healing and guidance, and and the things that we all are doing. A lot more people, sort of what you would call mainstream, are going to be searching for that type of information.
Mhm.
So,
The Vatican, and I feel like all the world governments are gonna release this kind of information. Yeah, it's really cool.
and it's not going to be anything that we didn't already know. But for a lot of people, it's going to be something new. So they're going to be looking to a lot of us. Did I say who was next? I don't think so.
I don't think you did, but I'm wondering if we just read off all the names to let anybody. Well, I don't know if we're
I
gonna
don't,
get to everybody, but
right. I don't
okay.
know.
Okay.
Um, is Dorella here, or is Jenny Berlin, Dorella, and Angelia?
Let's see. I see
Okay.
Jenny Berlin. Okay.
Thank you, everybody. And Angelia's here. I see you, Angelia. Thanks.
I gotta tell you that
Uh,
the energy in this room today is strong because I get woozy when there's a lot of spirit energy, and I'm feeling floaty. So, yeah.
if you feel the need to share a message for the collective
Well,
here,
I'll at the end, I will do that if I feel called to, but I'm just saying, it just feels like there's a lot of very powerful energy in here right now.
Cool.
Your energy and mine and the chats, right? Okay.
Yeah, good, good, excellent. So Jenny says, any messages from spirit?
Okay.
They want you to know that they have your back. There's almost like hugging you and comforting you and reassuring you and making it known that you are safe. I feel like you are, as we all are, um, concerned about the unstable situation in the world today, and they just want you to know that to reassure you that you are safe, that everything is going to be okay, and not to worry. And I understand that there's a reality of day-to-day necessities and requirements, and they're saying the shelves are going to be bare and stuff like that, and they just want you to know that you're going to be okay and that you're being taken care of, and that whatever happens, it's all going to be okay for you. Like even if we need to not deal with that type of peanut butter that we always get, or what, it's going to be uncomfortable. It's going to be, shocking because we're so used to having everything at our fingertips. But they're letting you know that ultimately you'll have everything that you need. You will be safe, and that that you will once again have balance in your life. But they're just coming in and reassuring you of the support, the love, and the safety. That's what I got, Miss Jenny.
Okay, well, I pulled some cards for you and I was tuning into the same, I'm getting the same energy that Jean is getting. So first of all, Jenny, we start with the death card, right? It was actually in the middle between two, you got three major arcana, and I'll just tell you what they are. You got the death is in the middle, and you have the star and the justice, which is just exactly what Jean was saying. Everything is going to be okay. Right now, it might feel a little bit turbulent. Things are changing. Go with the flow. And what I want to say to you, like just intuitively, I feel like, again, I said something, I think I said this at the beginning. We just have to sort of let go, surrender to the change, right? Don't resist it, because that will make it even harder and more painful. But when you get the justice and the star card flanking this is a big, big change for you, Jenny, that's coming through. I mean, fundamental. Maybe this is the fundamental shift that we're all experiencing. But the justice is the card of truth, right? Coming into balance and truth for you, and the hopes and the possibility and the healing. This is a very healing card. Okay. So trust that these shifts that you're going through are for a purpose, and they're for your betterment. And so lean into it rather than digging in your heels a little bit. Let the chips fall where they may, because there are really good things coming on the other side of this transition. So blessings to you. I was
She
sick
said
for a while.
for a while. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yep. That's what this one is. It's all about healing. Aren't these cards beautiful? They're just.
Hey, really? What is the deck?
This is called the Tarot of the Golden Wheel. And
Wow.
I've never seen it around here, but I got it when I was traveling in South Carolina last fall. Love it.
Yeah, the artwork is beautiful.
Gorgeous.
Thank you very much. So after Jenny is Angelia. I saw Angelia, and I don't know if Dorella said hello.
I
So
didn't see Dorella pop in. Angelia said that she said this is her best friend, Jackie. So I guess she's on Angelia's channel. Okay, Jackie.
Oh, okay. Hi, my name is Jackie, and
Yeah.
I'm using my best friend's phone to reach out to you today. My brother has been missing for 5 years. Does he have any messages? Can you tell us what your brother's first name is?
Mm.
And and she says Dorella left the building. Okay.
Chase.
Chase. Okay.
Yeah.
So, and can you tell me one other thing? Has there been a search for him that he's missing, or is it just that he's been out of touch with everybody? Um, that's what I need to know, if there was a search,
Hmm.
and
Okay.
Jackie's brother Chase has been missing for 5 years.
From Mexico. I can tell you that his energy to me feels like he may have crossed, and I don't like delivering that bad news, and this is, for entertainment purposes only. What a horrible way to say that. But he does feel like, I don't know, I feel like a little like he got into something he shouldn't have, and he's takes responsibility. Was he like a teenager or upper? He feels, kind of like an upper teen or early 20s or something. It feels to me like he got in with some people he shouldn't have, or maybe got just, was in the wrong part of town or something like that. And that he, you know, kind of got in over his head, whatever that may mean. Do you get the same thing, Jean? I don't want to make sure. I want to make sure
Yes,
that I'm not.
yes,
Okay.
yes.
Thank you.
I'm getting
He was
that. I'm
29.
getting that. That he's off planet. Um,
Yes.
I don't feel like I don't feel like that. Let me just find out. I feel like he was in a tough situation, and I don't feel like anybody else caused his passing. I think he couldn't find a way out, and maybe had some hand in his own passing, because of the situation that he was in was unbearable and unthinkable, and would not he knew he wouldn't be able to get out of it. So I don't know what it was, like Kelly said, but it was not. I It was the best option for him to leave, and it's almost like a relief, because the staying would have been a lot worse. Um,
Interesting, because I didn't really pick that up specifically, but I pick up that he comes through a little bit apologetically for, taking responsibility for his actions. Um, Whatever that may be, that may have been before, the reason he got into the situation, or, for his actual passing.
she
Mhm.
said he was very ill. I understand what you're saying. You're on point. Yep. Yep.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Yeah. He was suffering, and yeah. He's a loving soul. He's a gentle soul. He has a big heart. He's sending you love. He sees his error in his ways. And I felt like that was part of he couldn't find a way out, and it could have been the illness.
Mhm.
Um, or even the choices that he made, and the highs and lows, and the what he may have done to um balance that. Maybe he was self-medicating, and that transpired something in that way, but it wasn't by the hands of anybody else, and it was because either he was tortured himself, or he was tortured by the situation that he was in, that he may have just tried to escape, and then it went a little too far, and he
Mhm.
ended up passing.
And he just to let you know, he shows himself to me as like free, really, really free and happy, and but that apology and that regret has to do with the pain that he put you all through. Um and that's something that his soul will have to live with, but he also says that his soul is free, and that he hopes that you all can find some um relief and comfort in knowing that he is free, is happy and healthy and whole on the other side. My mom passed on December 8th last year. What are you saying? So healing. Thank you. Oh, I'm so sorry. Yeah, that's all very painful.
Yeah. Thank you, Jackie. And thank you, Angelia, for handing your phone over to your friend Jackie. And if if you guys ever invite some of your friends to come on, let us know and
Mhm.
make it known somehow. So we want to, if any friend of yours is, we want to make sure we take care of and not skip over. So she says, thank you from the depths of my soul. Truly, thank you, thank you, thank you so
Mhm.
much. You're very welcome. And
And
I know it's not easy for us to say that. It really isn't. But the truth sometimes is better. It obviously is always is better, but it's hard to hear.
yes. Mhm. Blessings to you, Jackie. It's Jackie, right?
Yep. And Angelia has absolutely a beautiful soul. Now, Angelia has the gift too, Jackie, just so you know. I'm like, Angelia, you're not fooling anybody. She
Step up.
does. It's funny. Like one time I was doing a reading for Angelia and I was like tuning in and I was like, you know what you're doing. Like they're like, she knows. I'm like, oh my gosh, she knows. She's like really tuned in. So I
It
loved
seems
it.
like almost everybody I read for already knows the answer before I, yeah, that's a thing. It's
I
about
could,
reinforcement and trust and all that kind of stuff.
yeah, yeah.
So they read
Okay.
together.
All right. So is Patty D, Kim Princess, Wiki. And then that might be the any of you
Let's see.
beautiful souls are here.
There's
Kim
Kim Princess.
Princess. Oh, look, Angelia. Yes, we both read together.
Good.
I
Good.
told you guys. I
Yeah.
told you, Angelia. I could see you. I could actually. Angelia was like here. She sent her little energy, and I was like, I could feel your presence. She was hanging out right here with me. I could feel her. It was. I don't always get that, but she was right here.
It's
Oh,
hard reading
okay.
for friends, though. I mean, I feel like you know what I mean? If you know a little bit more about their life, then it's hard to determine whether you're telling them what you already know. It's hard to separate the two. What you already know and what you're getting from spirit.
So Kim is here, Wiki is here, and Patty D is here. So let's start with Kim. Does my godmother have a message for me? And your godmother's first name, please, Kim. Thank you, Angelia. I love you being here. That's the extra energy. She says
Yeah,
her godmother's name is Lydia. It's all you psychics here to being psychics with us,
all
right?
these psychics making me dizzy. And all your guides and all your spirits and all the things. Okay. Um, oh
Godmother
gosh, I'm
Lydia.
still
It's a
dizzy.
pretty name.
It is very pretty. Has she been gone for a little while, Kim Princess? She feels like she's gone a while. Not too long, but just long enough to really kind of be present, very present on the other side. Um, and I feel she feels to me like a very loving, like very almost, truly. I have godchildren who I'm actually not that close with because I just don't see them very often. This Lydia feels like she really took her responsibility seriously. She felt like you were her child in many ways since December. Okay, I'm curious though, did she have like dementia or something? Sometimes when they cross after that type of experience, then they hit the ground running on the other side. She feels like a powerful soul. That's
Yeah, she
that's
had
the point.
dementia.
She did. Okay. Um, so what I'm feeling with her too is that she's just kind of She just shows me like this kind of beautiful smile, like a knowing smile about you, Kim. Like she's so proud of you. She just feels really, really proud of how far you've come. And it's almost like where she left off, you're picking up or something like that is what the energy that I'm getting. No, I don't know. It says yes and then no. So I don't know what we're, but regardless, I'll just keep with the energy. She has this like this knowingness or this sparkle in her eye, like she knows that I feel like you are headed for some really, really beautiful, beautiful things in your life. And she's guiding that. She has this twinkle in her eye, almost like, I know some things that no to dementia. All right. Well, she hit the ground running on the other side, and they don't always do that, right? I don't feel like they always do that. Um, so, what else does she want you to know? It has been relatively soon, so, the messages, um okay, she's also showing me, like, family, like, I see a man with her, so I don't know if this is a father figure or a somebody from her family, but I feel like it's somebody from your family, like a father, grandfather figure, and I also see I'm seeing a dog as well, so I don't know if you have maybe your dad. Yeah, a dog over there that she's just saying that, like, it's almost sometimes they show me almost like they're sitting in a stadium, like, watching the show, and you are the show, Kim Princess. Do you see it like that sometimes? It's almost like and they are so excited and happy and pleased with where you're headed and your progress. So anyway, they just wanna kinda give you a kudos. They're with you, they're supporting you, they're loving the show. It's very, very nice, and she has a really kind of powerful, beautiful energy, so I love Lydia here. Tap into her more because I think she is really, really quite a powerful spirit on the other side. Yeah,
Mhm.
that's
She
what I
said
got.
her dog was Princess, a spaniel. Mhm. There was a
Oh,
dog over there. Mhm.
okay.
Mhm.
Nice.
That's
Okay.
sweet that your godmother is so, generous to, offer you the information about your dad and your dog because she knows that's, in your heart,
Important
and
thing.
that's what she knows that you need to hear. And so your godmother, I feel like she always made you feel special, like even throughout the years, and um, not just when you were young or when it was time to, guide you in your uh, religious or spiritual guidance. I feel as though she was somebody who watched over your soul and made sure that you were okay and you were fine throughout your life. An extra and she just did feel like not like a third parent, but like a really somebody who was invested in your life and that really saw you um, for who you are and kept tabs on you and made sure that she was almost responsible for making sure you were okay. And that lifeline, when you would have arguments with your siblings or parents, or if somebody wasn't around, you always knew that you could rely on her and connect to her. And she said, I may not always have been there in person, but I was always there in spirit. I think she would call you and check on you and see how you were doing, but she said that she took that responsibility of being a godmother very seriously and wanted to watch over you to make sure that you were okay. Um, and she's still doing this to this day on the other side. Um, she's saying you treated her very, very well as well. Like you treated her very special as like a fairy godmother, or, because of the way that she treated you and saw you. Um, but I feel like there may have been like certain periods of time that you may have lost touch, but it wasn't for long. She always knew what was going on. She's saying that you can call on her now, like Kelly said, and to ask her to help you and to develop your awareness. And she wants you to know that everything is fine. There is no reason for concern or worry for those who have crossed over. And she's saying it's so beautiful here and that it was effortless, her crossing. And not saying in the body form, but when she closed her eyes and took her last breath, the next moment she opened her eyes, she was on the other side. Like it was effortless, the crossing. So I'm not sure if you're worried about the crossing, if she found somebody to I don't know, was she single or did she marry once and then lost her husband? She just seems like she may have been either single or childless. I'm not sure which, but she
I
just
feel
seems
like
like
she
she
was
was missing
childless too.
somebody.
Yeah.
Pardon?
Mhm. I feel that too, that she was childless, but that Kim was her child, that she really felt that motherly connection. Yeah.
Oh, she
She's got a
wrote
lot
that
of
to me
validation.
once.
Yeah.
That she may not be there in person, but in spirit. She took the place of my dad when he died when I was 7. I see. Okay. She was my other parent, so to speak. Yep. Yep. She is. Thank you so much. Oh, you're very
Thank you.
welcome. You're very welcome. And she was single. Yep.
Mhm.
Yep. She took being your godmother very, very seriously.
Mhm.
There's
And
a
it was
lot there.
such an honor for her. It was an honor for her. Yeah. She's giving me
Yep.
chills.
Chosen
Beautiful.
few. Okay, so the next one I have is, oh, geez, I don't remember. I'm just going to go with Kim. Is
Okay,
Kim here?
we were just with
Wait.
Kim.
Oh, I'm sorry. Pat, no wonder I couldn't find her. Patty D and then Wiki. Patty D, what is the energy surrounding me moving this year to a retirement community? Good for you, Miss Patty D. Oh, you're welcome, Kim.
Yeah. Okay, moving to a retirement community. Can I start? 'Cause
Yes, please do.
alright. Patty D, I feel your reluctance and your nerves about it a little bit, but I wanna assure you that it feels like you have really nice you're gonna be surprised at how much support and friendship you're gonna encounter there. Um, that it will be, um, you're gonna ask the question, "Why did I take so long?" Why did I take so long to do this? Because it feels very supportive to me. Um, that not only will the resources that you need be there, but the support and the security will be there. And I just see that you will be creating this whole new sense of camaraderie with people who you didn't know before, who will come into your life, at this time of your life. It's such a beautiful, beautiful thing. I particularly see another woman that you might really just become besties with, just really, close friends with. So I really do think I think you should, look forward to this and go with um, great expectations of a new adventure because I think it will be. And blessings to you. I'm so excited for you.
Yeah, it's not going to be an easy transition, but once you do um, settle in, so to speak, it'll be well worth it, and you will not regret it. But leaving your home and leaving your security and leaving the things that you're surrounded by is not an easy thing to do. And but by the question you're asking, that it's time to make a move and that you need to um, accept that. Um, you will, and it feels like separating from your home or your safe environment is your energetic imprint. You've solidified your energy in that area or in your current home, that it feels like you could not ever tear yourself away. But like Kelly, it's just moving. And I know that there's an adjustment getting acquainted with the new energies in the new area. And like you said, you had already lived there, but lived in the neighborhood. So it was somewhat familiar. But it is not easy. And to change our surroundings, change our comfort zone. But it is really invigorating. It shakes up all of that sort of stagnant energy, and you'll feel renewed, you'll feel revived, you'll feel like a new person, a new chapter. You really will. And it's the idea or the thought process of this is going to be hard. I'm not going to be able to make it, but it's really not. It's your believing and letting go. In other words, it's sort of like all in our own energy, how much we prepare ourselves
Mhm.
to make that move. That's how much we can have assistance to leave there. So, but I think it's an overall really good move for you, Miss
I
Patty
do too,
D.
and I wanna say one thing too, I don't know, I was getting this energy too. I don't know what this community is like you're moving to, but I feel like it's actually gonna be really good for your health, your
Mm,
physical and your emotional health. Even though it's difficult to make this move, you're gonna get there and find, kind of a little bit of a new lease on life. I don't know if it's maybe with nutrition, maybe you'll be eating better or just taking care of yourself better, have opportunities to exercise or whatever it is that you may do to improve your health. But it feels like it's going to be a positive for you. Yeah,
all
that's
the
very
best to you, Miss Patty. Hang
thank you.
in there. You'll be fine.
Yes, the prep for the move is the worst, having just done
Right.
it. Yep.
Exactly. Yep. Yep. And she says, "Thank you both. You're so right on how I feel and think about moving. Thank you for the guidance." You're very welcome. You're very welcome. The prep for the move is the hardest part. Once you get there, you'll be like, "Oh, yeah."
Yeah.
All right. Miss Vicky says, "I'm looking at buying an older used car. Does the former owner, Bessie, think this is a good car for me?" Okay, so the former owner is passed. And so I'm not sure. I mean, I don't know if it's up to Bessie, or do you know Bessie? Is she a friend of the family? Is she a neighbor? And you want to make sure. Oh, oh, oh.
It's sort of a slight yes. I was just asking, will this be a good car for Wiki? And I get a yes. I mean, I have a feeling that it's gonna be good enough. It may not be the perfect car, it might be older, need a little bit of work. Um, but I think Bessie, I'm not really getting much on Bessie, like whether, you know, she's happy you're taking care of it, she's or whatever, that kind of thing. I'm not really picking that up. Um, I feel like the energy of the car will be good for you for a time, right? For a time. It may not be the car forever. Oh yeah, it's a 2007, so that's probably why. Um, Craig is our car expert here. Tune in. But I feel like the car is actually going to do the job for you. It's going to, do the job for what you need. Be prepared for some repairs and things like that to keep it going. I would also ask Bessie to, kind of bless the car and keep it safe for you and, bring in her, you know, uh, healing energy around this car too for you.
So she said it was a relative of an acquaintance, and then it's a 2007 Ford Edge, and it only has to last her a few years.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, it has 165,000
Good.
miles.
But I feel like it's gonna be okay for a time, you know? So it's not perfect, but it'll be okay for you.
And Jacqueline says, I have a 2008 Ford Edge and it's less than 85,000. Runs like a champ with minor wear and tear and repairs.
No kidding.
And it's unused for a year or two in that Florida heat. Oh my God. Oh, it's that unused. Okay.
Oh, that was Jacqueline's car. Yeah.
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 It only has to last her a few years. Is it a sedan or a SUV, like a mini SUV? I think it's a mini SUV, right?
Ford Edge. I think it might be a little SUV. SUV, yes, she says. And Jacqueline's car was also her mom's. She has dementia, so family in the family.
Wiki, I would keep looking for other options. Just it's not that it's not good for you, it may not be the best option for you for some reason. Like that's not the only fish in the sea. There's other fish in the sea. Because I asked if this is a good option for you. Yes. Is it the best option? No. Is there a better option that Wiki will find? I'm getting that there's a better option out there for you. I'm getting it very strongly. Just, I know you trust me.
Okay. Well, even if you just drove it temporarily while you looked for that other one, because I feel like it's not going to be unsafe, but it feels like it's going to be a bit of a project. Yeah. Yeah.
Are they going to give you this car for free? I don't know. What was her original?
She's selling
Oh
her
no,
car.
she's buying it. She's buying it. Yeah.
Okay.
She said to sell my car, she would gain 3,000. I'm not sure that that's a reason why to
Yeah.
sell it. I mean,
Right. Don't do that just to save money on this other car, because if you've got a reliable vehicle right now, it might be good, because you may wind up spending a little bit more on this other car than you anticipated.
in the long run. That 3K may not be there all the time. So if you need money in your account, I'm not sure trading down for a smaller car is the best idea. Just it's not terrible, but it's not the best. And
Yeah.
they're saying that there's other options out there for you if you're looking for a new car. But
Your car will have engine problems. The one you own now. Yeah. Yeah.
keep looking. Keep it in the back pocket. Mm-hmm. All right. Well, all the best to you, Miss Wiki. And I know you're a smart chick and smart woman, and you will do the right thing. I want to sell
Look
it
at that
before
cute
it
little
happens.
doggy. I'm just looking at that little cutie, that little cute puppy.
Let me see. Will Wiki sell her car before she has to start the repairs on the engine problems? Right around. Will Wiki get a new reliable car? Yes. Will this new reliable car be the 2007 Ford Edge? And it goes right to no. So keep looking. There's another one out there right around the corner for you.
I get the same, that you'll sell your car pretty quickly. Yeah, it's like 50-50 for me. But I think it'll be, if you have to drive this car, you're not gonna, it'll get you from A to B.
Yep, absolutely. Well, thank you, Kelly, and thank you everybody for being here. That will be our show for today. It was so much fun spending time together, and thanks for getting those dowsing rods out, because I love those dowsing rods.
I
That
love the dowsing rods too. I think
so
I might do
exciting.
another dowsing rod show tomorrow, because I liked it. If you look on my channel, you'll see I have a few. I do them live, so if you have questions, you can ask them. But I also have my own questions, and they're usually current events and, political and whatever's going on in the world. So, yeah.
Yeah, and I like the way that you have, it's a short little question like, what about this? And then what about this? And you don't have like, if so and so does that, will that, it's not, it's like
Yeah.
you want to get, you have like pointed questions and you have them ready. And then people in the chat add things and you're like, oh yeah, well, let's ask that, and it's really exciting and I love watching them.
They're so much fun. I enjoy them. I enjoy them. Maybe we'll do just a dowsing rods and pendulum show together one time, Jean. Wouldn't that be fun? They're all yes and no.
Absolutely.
Those are yes and
Hmm.
no questions. So,
Hmm.
and that's why it's good to keep them short because, you can't ask the ins and outs with the dowsing rods unless you really kind of drill into it with a lot of different questions. So,
Yeah,
yeah.
that
Thank
sounds
you.
like fun. Well, thanks again, everybody. Enjoy the rest of your Tuesday. And I will be back on Friday. I have a couple of shows. I have, sorry, am I on the right day? I have Marina. I'm going to be on Marina's channel, Marina from Heart Center Tarot. And I'm also going to be with Gerald and Mark. We're going to be doing a mediumship show on Friday afternoon. How about you, Kelly? Where will you be
Oh,
next?
fun. Well, I'm going to, I don't, because I'm in the middle of moving, my life is really crazy, but I'm going to try to do a dowsing rod show tomorrow afternoon. And I always have a Friday afternoon for personal questions, intuitive. We ask your guides to come and we answer questions. And Sundays, I have a weekly tarot scope. So you popped in on that one. So what we do is we look at everybody's, we ask the energy with the tarot cards of each sign of the zodiac, and I give you the overall energy of the week, the transits. And I am a very much of an amateur astrologer, but I love it. I love it. It's really fun. So
Beautiful. Well, thanks again, Kelly, and everybody
thank you.
enjoy the rest of your day. Thanks again. Bye-bye, everybody.
Bye bye.
Thank you, everybody, for watching. Your support is greatly appreciated. If you enjoy this content, hit like, share, and subscribe. Remember to click the bell to be notified of future videos. Thanks again. Bye.